Hello YouTube, this is Queen Violet 8, where it's good to be queen, coming at you with a video. Today I'm going to be doing my DreamCast, which I have very few, and my PS4 collection and a few pickups. The DreamCast is a very special system to me. It was given to me after its launch. My cousin gave it to me. His name was Scott. He passed away not too long ago. I still have it and I still play it. And I'm grateful that he even considered me because he had just bought a PS3 and he just gave me his Dreamcast and he didn't have to. I miss him. He was cool. He was the video game playing cousin that we all, love going over their house. They always had the newest stuff, but, rest in peace. First game I'm going to talk about is Street Fighter 3 Double Impact. Really enjoyed this game. All the characters awesome. I'm not going to do too much reviewing on these games, but just trying to get through the collection so I can I also have some pickups. Phantasy Star Online version 2. I couldn't get into this game. I don't know what it was. I didn't have the online capabilities. I did not have that big keyboard as well, so I just, I fell flat. I kept seeing it. It was at Walmart for 20 bucks, so I just went ahead and picked it up. Got this one too from Walmart, and this is Grandia 2. And if I'd have known that they were going to re-release this later, I wouldn't have bought this game, because I had the choice between buying this and Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and I'm kicking myself that I didn't get Marvel vs. Capcom 2, but I enjoyed this game. I did finish it. Great soundtrack. This actually comes with the soundtrack. If you bought it, it came with the soundtrack included, which I thought was really nice. I downloaded that to my iPod Touch. So I was listening to it. I really enjoyed the battle music. Love the characters. Really good story. Wonderful, wonderful game. There's also a jump scare in here if you've never played it. And it kind of shocked me for a minute. I was like, dang, what was that? I finished this in October. I remember because it was Halloween night when I was playing it and the jump scare hit me. But I finished it because my dad was in the hospital, I think. But really, really good game. Play it if you have not already. Evolution, the world of Sacred Device. This is a really cute beginner's RPG if you want to get into RPG. This is a really good game. They should go ahead and re-release these on modern consoles. Now this game, they were playing this when the Dreamcast first came out. This is Mach and X. And this is an Atlas game, actually. I wish they would have included the soundtrack. It's really got a good soundtrack. You play as this high school student. You know how that is with Atlas. And your dad's a scientist. And they've got this new, parasitic, psychic thing that they've invented. And somehow or another, he injects you with it. It's like a parasite. And it talks and everything. And pretty much it allows you to brainjack people and take over their abilities and their bodies. And you become them pretty much, and you can use all their abilities, and you're pretty much trying to outrun this shady organization that's bent on getting the parasite out of you one way or the other. Pick this up if you see it. It's a action slasher. It's a first person one, so you're pretty much in the sight of the main character, and you're just slashing or throwing knives, Interesting game. The controls aren't perfect, but it's a good game. Now, this game I adore, and somebody needs to release it. Come on, Capcom. This is Project Justice. If you've played Rival Schools, you'll like this one. A lot of the characters from there are also in this one. Great soundtrack, too. Now, this one I adored. Marvel vs. Capcom. I played as Gambit a lot in this one. That's my favorite dude, and a lot of the Street Fighter characters. And Spider-Man was awesome in this one as well. But this was the Sega All-Stars version of it. But really, really good game. Now, this one right here was the first game when I knew he was going to give me his Dreamcast. He hadn't given it to me then, and I had went that weekend to an indoor flea market, and they had this, and I was like, well, I'm getting the Dreamcast. I'm going to get this. And this is King of the Fighters Dream Match 99. Absolutely played the crap out of this game, and until I scratched up the disc so bad, it barely plays now, but really good game if you're a King of the Fighters fan. Now, this game... This is all I played, and I loved it. Jet Grind Radio. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Great game. Awesome game. The only reason I own an Xbox was to play the second game for it. But wonderful game. Picked up the soundtrack. well, if you haven't gotten the soundtrack, you need to listen to it. It's got some great music to it. I mean, Rob Zombie's played in there. Dracula was a big thing back in the day, and they play the mess out of it in this game. Beat It, really good game. Pick it up. And those are all my Dreamcast games. Like I said, I didn't get that many. I wish I had gotten more, but I was also collecting for the PS4, and I just didn't have the money for everything then. Let's get to my PS2, excuse me. But let's go ahead and get to the PS4 collection. And the first game, River City Girls. I'm waiting on that second game. I can't wait to play it. This is a wonderful game. Real funny, and the animation does indeed put me in like the 90s animation of almost like Project Echo, and like kind of a bit like Ranma. These two girls are hilarious. If you've played River City Ransom and things like that, Nino and Kunio and all of them, these are their girlfriends, or they want to be their girlfriends, even though they pretty much ignore these girls. I don't know what it is. If you play the game, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But it's a Way Forward. Way Forward makes great games. I love Mighty Switch Force. Awesome soundtrack. Really well done. Action RPG. Fun game. And the best thing about it is it came with a soundtrack. I don't know who the girl is singing a lot of these songs. I'm sure it's on the back. I'm trying to see who she is, but let's see. Artists: Nate Wants to Battle, Christina V, Megan McDuffie, Daniel North, and Chip Zale. But girl can sing those songs. Really well done. I've been playing this in my car. Really great soundtrack. I hope the second one has a soundtrack too. Then we've got the Ease games. And I made sure to pick these up when I kept seeing everybody rave about them when they came out. This is Ease, Lacrimosa of Donna. And wonderful game. Everyone loves Ease. That battle soundtrack is awesome to this. I made the unfortunate mistake again, and I've been preaching this. Be careful when you're buying from Amazon. Make sure that you get the US version. Don't get the one that says Peggy 12, even though I thought I picked the US version, but it turned out to be the European version. If you're going to sell your collection, it's not going to pay much if it's the European version. But pick this up if you see it, especially if you're an Ease fan. A lot of people say they love this game more than they do Monstrum Nox. I have not played this yet. I'm sorry. I'm behind. I'm sorry, y'all. But right now, I'm playing Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So, I mean, I quit playing, what was it? I was playing Sophie, and I've started playing that. And I'm trying to make more time, but it's not always easy. But it's a wonderful game. Awesome soundtrack. Ease has great soundtracks. Falcom does a wonderful, wonderful job with their music. Then, of course, I had to pick this one up. This is Monstrum Nox. I did play a little bit of this, and I like it. It's really well done. I like Idol having a second persona, so to speak. Really well done. King's Quest. I picked this up. This was the second game I picked up for my PS4. I was lucky when I got my PS4. I asked for it for Christmas. And the Days of Play version had just released like not too long ago. And that's the one that I ended up with. I didn't think I'd get that one, but I'm really glad to have it, even though I put like something on top of it to keep it from getting scratched up too bad. But this is a Sierra game, and it's really wonderful. I've heard people talk about when they were PC gamers, these were the games that they played, like King's Quest and things like that. I never played them, but I saw it. I played the demo is what it was, and I was like, man, it looks incredible. So I saw it at Walmart for 20 bucks, and I picked it up. You can't go wrong with it. It's a wonderful, almost like storybook adventure. The animation's great. Looks really, really good. It's kind of point and click, and you've got to make decisions on how to progress in the story. Really, really good RPG. Atelier, Liddy, and Suelle. I'm behind on my Atelier games. I ain't even finished Sophie, like I said. This is Mercenaries Wings, The False Phoenix. This right here and the collection are the only physical Mercenary Saga games that we have. Well, the Saga game is the first 3 games, which is on the Switch and the PS4, which the first games are good. They're also on the 3DS, but I'm just not wanting to go back. The new ones are better. So if you want to start on them, start with the new ones. There's one, Dragon something, I can't remember, but I had played that one. But really well done. They're tactical RPGs in the vein of like, trying to think, Fire Emblem, and with Dealfield Chronicle coming out and different games like that. If you like those tactical RPGs, you'll like this one. This right here, I got a feeling, y'all, you might want to pick this up. This is Blade Strangers. I picked this up when I saw it because I was a big fan of Code of Princess, which I had on the 3DS and still do. And the Code of Princess and the Cave Story characters are in this. This is a fighting game, and also Shovel Knight. Pick this up if you see it, especially if you're a fan of any of those games. Really good game. This is Guilty Gear Xrd Revelator. This is the first Xrd. Don't confuse it. There's a second one as well. I've got that one here. I'll show it to you in a minute. The reason I picked up this game, I'm a big Guilty Gear fan. I love the franchise. My favorite character is Biken. She is not in this version. I don't know why they show her in the beginning. I don't know if she's unlockable or something, but I could never unlock her. But I never saw her on the roster, and usually she's somebody that's on the roster automatically, and she's not on this one. Speaking of which, I need to pick up Samurai Showdown. She's on that one. But really enjoy it. Awesome music. Love my man Soul Bad Guy and Johnny. And those are my favorites. And Amelia as well. Let's see. Here it is. Guilty Gear Xrd Revelator 2. Now, this is the one where Biken is playable from the get-go. You don't need to unlock her or anything. And once again, more great Guilty Gear fighting and everything. Really like the Guilty Gear franchise. The first game I ever played, I think, was Asuka, and I was very, very fond of that series, and I've been, you know, just playing them ever since. Trails of Cold Steel 3. I gotta pick up Trails of Cold Steel 4 because that's the very last one. If you're gonna play the Trails of Cold Steel, make sure to pick them all up now while you can. Wonderful RPG, great characters, very memorable characters actually. Pick it up if you haven't already played it, but like I said, I'm so behind. I'm so behind. Now this one is very interesting. This is Conception. I've talked about Conception, where you classmates have these little, you know, star children. They come out of the little like Russian doll things. It's really funny. This is the first game that in the series. The Conception on the 3DS is actually the second game, but this is day one edition. I picked this up real quick and because I wanted it, because I enjoyed the one on the 3DS, and really cute game. Pick it up now. I got a feeling I don't think we'll get any more Conception games. I'm not sure, but I'd grab it if I were you. Tales of Zestiria. Really cute RPG. Interesting. Some people say this is a very hard game. I haven't played it yet. I'm sorry. Now, this one surprised me. I had heard about this game from, once again, in all his infinite wisdom, Radical Reggie. And he knows his fighting games really well. And these are based on the Shining Force EX and the Shining Force series. A lot of the characters are in those series. And it's really, really good game. I mean, you've got a lot of people from the games, and if you're a fan of those, you'll like this. It's a fighting game, really well done, really good graphics and everything. Pick it up if you see it. Tales of Arise. Everyone has already talked about this. It's another of the Tales of series. Disgaea 4 Complete Edition. Even though I have this on the Vita, I wanted the complete edition with everybody included. This guy is a great series. I really like 3, and 4 is really funny as well. Pardon me, I need to move these around a little bit. Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? Infinite Combat. This is a dungeon crawling RPG. If you like the anime, I say pick this up. It's pretty straightforward. It's really cute. Also made the mistake of getting the European version. Pay attention to that, y'all. Pay attention. Like I said, with the Ease series, I plan on probably when Ease 10 comes out, I'm going to make sure to get it from Falcom and not mess with Amazon for that one reason, because I don't want to end up with the European version again. Pick that up if you're interested. Dot Hack. Last Recode. I love the Dot Hack series. I've played it on the PS2 when it first came out, and I really, really liked it. I sank a lot of hours into that game. I really would like for them to re-release the first series on a collection so I can finish it. even though I know I won't be able to transfer over any of my, you know, information like you could with the PS2 when you had, like, you finished the first one, you put the second one in, all your stuff would just transfer over and you didn't have to, you know, do a lot of excess needing about weapons and things like that, and your levels were still there. But, you know, I'm willing to replay it if they do re-release it. Dead or Alive 6. Really like the Dead or Alive series. Really well done. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I like this series, but I like Tekken more. But really, really nice, nice game. Good soundtrack, by the way. Akiba's Beat. Be careful on eBay. I messed up thinking this was the original cover. It's not. They printed this out on their printing machine or whatever printer. Just a cheap label. I thought it was, you know, the right one. Be careful. I hate it when people do that. That's cheap, really. Persona 5 Royal. I have not played this yet, I'm sorry. But a lot of people are up in arms about the one for the Switch that's coming out and everything. You know, if you don't want to buy the one for Switch, the one on PS4 is just fine. Wonderful soundtrack, like I say. Wake Up, Get Up is one of my favorite ones. Atlas does banging music. Them and Falcom, they know their stuff when they come to their battle music, and just all their vocal songs on here are great. I do not have the case for this. I'm ordering cases. This is Neptunia 7 Mega Dimension. Picked this up. Somebody had it dirt cheap, 20 bucks. So I just went ahead and grabbed it. Idea Factory. If you're a Neptunia fan, I know you'll play that. I had to make sure to get this. Dragon Quest Heroes. Now this one I wish I could have gotten the original, not the PlayStation hits. Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise. I do have Ken's Rage, the first one on the PS4, but I absolutely adore Fist of the North Star. I'm telling you, if I could learn any fighting style, it would be Kenshiro's and Rei's. Now this one I just picked up not too long ago, and this is Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. I had to make sure I picked this up. They still have the special edition. I think it's $60 if they still have any in stock on Amazon, but I made sure to get this one. This is Exceed. Really well done. I plan to pick up, I think it's called DLC Duel. I may be wrong, or it's DFC Duel. I'm not sure, but I'm going to probably pick that one up as well. If you're a Grand Blue fan, you know you're going to want this. Really well done. Good fighting game. Awesome soundtrack. Just grab that if you're a fan. And you know Exceed, they do a great job on their fighting games. Now this one surprised me when I picked this up. I paid like 30 bucks for it on eBay. Dragon Star Varin. This is an Idea Factory game. And you got to be careful with those Idea Factory games. It's weird, but they will go up. I don't know what it is about them. But this one right here is an RPG. It's a really good game and all. I've played a little bit of it, not enough to really get deep into it. But pretty much the witches are turning into dragons or something. It's called the Dragon's Curse, and these people are turning into like monsters, and they want to pretty much, you know, you're out to kill them. You end up with the curse yourself. But pick this up if you see it. It's become pricey, so if you see it cheap, go ahead and grab it. Now I had to make sure I got this one. This is Shining Force Reframe Draconic Launch Edition. This is the Steelbook one, and boy is that thing pretty. I love that. I tried to get that for my Shin Megami Tensei, but I couldn't grab it, unfortunately. But I really like this one. This is in the Shining series. Grab it if you see it. I was lucky to pick this up for $20 off eBay, but you know, if you're a fan, pick it up. RPG, you're a dragon, and pretty much you're fighting this empire that wants to pretty much capture all the dragons and, you know, use them for their own nefarious purposes. Sakura Wars. I remember seeing the first one on the PlayStation and not picking up, not knowing what it was, and wishing I had gone ahead and gotten it. This game I paid, I think, 20 bucks for it. It's 30 now, so it's inching up. Grab it now if you want to go ahead and get it, because this is the last game for right now in this series, and we don't know if we're going to get any more. But go ahead and pick that up. It's kind of like a dating sim RPG. Instead, you fight with mechs, and every pilot is a girl. I think there's one dude, and he's pretty much, it's just a harem almost. But it's a really well done game. Pick that up if you're a fan. Now this one I picked up. Yes, once again, I don't have a case. Forgive me. This is Fairy Fencer F, Advent Dark Force. They also have this on the Switch. And now there's a second Fairy Fencer coming out. I'm looking forward to getting that. I plan on getting it. But I was lucky to get it. It's only disc only, but it's a really well done RPG. Got some really good music. But I gotta admit, when you transform into your, I forget what it's called, blade form or whatever you want to call it, they play this same almost K-pop-ish song every time, and it's just like wore on my nerves. And that's one thing I don't like. But other than that, it's a great game. I was really getting into that, the Ideal Factory. I was picking them up as fast as I could, especially if they were cheap. This is Omega Quintet. I didn't get Dark Rose Valkyrie. That's the only one I'm missing. But RPG, pick it up if you see it. Very, you know, fan-based game. You know, they were just trying to do a lot of idol girls and everything. You know, pick it up if you're interested, though. Sorry about that glare. That's my fan. Grand Kingdom. I played the demo of this and thought it was really interesting, so I went ahead and picked it up. It was dirt cheap. I think I paid 17 bucks for it. It's a strategy kind of RPG, kind of like I can't remember the name of it, but what is it? Yeah, it's a tactics side-scrolling game, kind of like, oh yeah, Battle Princess of Arcadia. Persona Endless Night Collection. I got lucky and grabbed this. The Persona Dance Collection is really getting pricey. Like I said, I've got cases. I promise I've got cases coming. But I went ahead and picked this up. I think I paid 30 for it. I was lucky to get it that cheap. Senran Kagura Peach Beach Splash. I had heard, you know, about the Senran Kagura games and everybody was singing their praises, so I went ahead and picked it up. I'm not big on shooters. I really don't like them. I thought it would be cute, but it's not for me. I even picked up the collector's edition. They had it for like $25. Excuse me again. Put these over here. Then I picked this one up. This is Labyrinth of Refrain, Covenant of Dusk. They had this for $17. And I think there's another game coming out in 2023. Also, it's also a dungeon crawler. This is a dungeon crawler. It's really cute. You don't go yourself. You send these little puppets into this dungeon to fight for you. Really good game. NIS, you know, it's probably going to become pricey. It's also on the Switch. Atelier Ferris. Digimon Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory. And of course, I'm a huge fan of the show, and that is One Punch Man, a hero nobody knows. Really good, you know, RPG, pretty much your new upcoming hero in the One Punch Man universe. Disgaea 1 Complete. It's weird, I had all the Disgaea games with this one, so I went ahead and got this one. I kind of wish I'd gotten it on Switch, but I'm fine with whatever, you know, I've gotten. But pick it up, it's Disgaea. Pardon me, gotta move this stuff. Star Ocean, Integrity and Faithlessness. I'm looking forward to the new one coming out. I think it's gonna be in September or November. I played Star Ocean, the second story, and the very first one on the PS1, and really, really liked it. Then I picked up Dragon Quest Heroes 2. Picked this up. It's in the veins of the Warriors game. Really easy to follow. All the characters are there from past games as playable characters. Really like it. And that is my PS4 collection. Really glad I have a PS4. I mean, I have not been able to buy a PS5 yet. I mean, until the time comes when I can walk into GameStop or wherever I choose to go get it and just pick it up with my own two hands, I don't want to buy it online anywhere because the scalpers are terrible and you're not guaranteed to get what you're asking for. So I'm just not going to take any chances until I can walk in and physically buy it. Now I'm going to do my recent pickups. I don't have that many. I'm kind of on a budget, y'all. You know, the time's tight. When you're putting in almost $80 worth of gas, you know, every 2 weeks, it's rough. This is Overlord, Escape from Nazareth. This is the limited edition. It came with a soundtrack and some acrylic stands. Pretty much, this is after Clementine, one of the villains, not even a major villain at all. She's just a fly, pretty much the Irons Al goon. He just got her on out of the way. Watch that episode, by the way, where he just steamrolls her. But she wakes up in Nazareth. She can't remember nothing, and it's a Metroidvania, and you got to go through getting pieces of your memory back and getting all your skills back. And pretty much, it's an experiment for Ainz and his followers. They're going to see what you're going to do and how far you can get. Then the other few games that I did pick up, and like I said, I'm playing this right now, and this is Xenoblade Chronicles 3. This is my first Xenoblade. I really do like the series. I've just started it, and I can see why people are really praising it. It's wonderful. It's not hard to follow of where you're going and what you're doing. It's so vast and open world, and the creature designs are awesome. I went ahead and picked these up real quick, and this is Ni no Kuni 1 and Ni no Kuni 2. I'm glad I went ahead and grabbed these. These were both like 20 bucks, and I went ahead and got them. If you're one that pays attention to a guy named Player Essence, shout out. He talks about get them while you can because they're going to become pricey later, and I believe that. These are the most modern versions of these because they were all on the PS3 and 4. They are on the PS4, but you know the Switch version is automatically going to go up. I mean, it's level 5. I mean, I wish they'd come on and bring Yokai Watch, the complete collection. I mean, 1 through 3 would be nice. But, I mean, Japan's got Yokai Watch 4 and we don't. But, you know, maybe one day. Finally got my copy of Octopath. Finally got my copy of Octopath Traveler. I had been waiting on this for a minute and really happy to have it. Picked up Deader School for the Switch. Also, Player Essence talked about this game. Happy to have it. I'd pick it up if I were you. It's kind of like a Metroidvania. Everybody's underground because of something, and you're fighting pretty much just to stay alive as these creatures are there, and you know, you're pursuing the truth of what really happened. I had to pick this up. I'm a big fan of the show, and this is Gravity Falls, the complete series. I'm so happy to have this. I'm a big fan. Mabel with her positiveness and Dipper with his conspiracy. You know, this was Stranger Things before Stranger Things. Then I also had to make sure to grab this bad boy. The Elusive Journal number 3. I was lucky to grab this. This one is the most expensive of all the journals for some strange reason, but I understand because it's in the show the most. But pick it up if you're a fan. There's so much in it. The illustrations are great. And, you know, if you're just a fan of the show, you know you're going to want it. But that is my collection. It's small. It's not as grand as some, but it's what I've got, and I love it for what I do have. But you guys stay safe out there. Later days.